Pleasant afternoon. This is the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Here are the top stories. President Buhari says overconfidence, complacency cost opposition parties 2023 presidential election. National Assembly leadership, Tinubu governor dumps consensus for zoning. New Commissioner of Police strengthens showdown with cultist orders in Ogun. First set of rescued Nigerian students arrive Egypt, expected to arrive today. In business, federal government suspend petrol subsidy removal temporarily. Now the foreign scene, Nigerian woman in UK on trial for starving son to death. In sport, Tottenham fight back to salvage draw against Manchester United. Details of these and more coming up shortly. Welcome back. My name is Fisayomi AJIBOLA. President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday said the opposition lost the 2023 presidential election due to overconfidence, complacency, and bad tactical moves. He stated this when he received the Progressive Governors Forum led by the chairman, Governor Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State at the State House, Abuja. President Buhari said All Progressive Congress blended confidence with caution and worked hard to retain power in the 2023 elections. He disclosed that the opposition had foreign support during the election. President Buhari also criticized the opposition parties for failing to accept defeat. Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, on Thursday appeared before a House of Representatives ad hoc committee investigating the alleged illegal sales of 48 million barrels of crude oil in 2015. Speaking on Thursday, the Attorney General said the purported sale of the product was baseless, unfounded, and lacked merit. The minister said there was no substance in the whistleblower report that propelled the investigation by the ad hoc committee. Malami also denied receiving funds through the whistleblower policy, which he didn't remit to the government, stressing that his office does not receive funds on behalf of the government. The president-elect, AJIBOLA Tinubu, has admonished all Progressive Congress governors to work with the party to avoid precipitating a leadership crisis in the National Assembly. Tinubu asked the governors, Nasir El-Rufai, Kaduna, Opuzodima, Imo, and others to work with the party leadership and lawmakers on the elections of principal officers of the National Assembly. The ex-Lagos State governor spoke on Thursday during a meeting with the Progressive Governors Forum members who visited him at the Defense House in Abuja, according to a statement by his media aide Tunde Rahman. It was gathered that the president-elect agreed with the suggestions of governor that consensus candidates should not be picked. Rather, the position should be zoned. It was gathered that the meeting was part of Tinubu consultation with the APC stakeholders for the planned zoning of the position. The first set of stranded Nigerians in Sudan arrived the Egyptian border in Aswan on Thursday night. Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Rewa, confirmed the development in a post on Twitter. Dabiri-Rewa said the border was already closed when the students got there, adding that they would proceed to the airport this morning and airlifted back to Nigeria. Meanwhile, the federal government on Thursday said that the Nigerian Air Force, Air Peace, and other airlines had received clearance to fly to Egypt to pick up the stranded Nigerians. The Supreme Court has granted leave to the federal government to file 9 new grants of appeal against the leaders of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. The federal government, through its counsel, Tijani Ghazali, applied for leave to include 9 new grants as part of its amended notice to appeal dated October 28, 2022. A 5-member panel of the court led by Justice John Okoro granted the application at the court section on Thursday. In another development, the Federal High Court in Abuja has dismissed the bail application filed by detained alleged terrorist negotiator Tuko Mamu. Mamu is alleged to have received $120,000 as ransom payment on behalf of Boko Haram terrorist group. In the ruling, Justice Inyangekwo urged that the application was without merit and that the applicant failed to provide sufficient materials to move the court to exercise its discretion in its favor. Justice Ikwo noted that the defendant failed to rebut the prosecution's claim that there was a likelihood of him committing more offenses. Mamu was arraigned on March 21 by the federal government on a 10-count charge bordering on terrorism financing, among others. The new Commissioner of Police in Ogun State, Olanrewaju Oladimeji, on Thursday read the riot acts to criminals, asking them to leave the state. The new Commissioner of Police, who took over the command from Frank Uba, who was promoted to the rank of Assistant Inspector General of Police, assured people of the state of security of lives and properties. Addressing newsmen at the state command headquarters in Lewero, Abeokuta, Oladimeji warned lawbreakers to leave the state, stressing that the command will work together with other security agencies to achieve tasks ahead. He added that the command will do its best to chase cultists out of the state, warning that whoever is apprehended for any form of crime will face the wrath of the law. You are listening to the world news on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Still to come after this break, business, foreign and sport. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. In business, the National Economic Council, presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, has agreed that the removal of petrol subsidy would be suspended temporarily. The council, however, said all of the preparatory works would continue in consultation with the state and other stakeholders, including representatives of the incoming administration. The resolution comes just 2 months to the earlier scheduled time for the removal of the petrol subsidy. Speaking at the valedictory National Economic Council on Thursday, Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, said the proposed removal of subsidy should not be done now. She said the subsidy removal has to be done in such a way that the impact, as much as possible, is mitigated on the lives of ordinary Nigerians. Ahmed added that the council agreed to form an expanded committee that will look at the process for the removal, including determining the exact time and measures that need to be taken to provide support to the poor and vulnerable, as well as the alternative that will be put in place. On the foreign scene, a Nigerian woman, Olabisi Abubakar, 42, from Cardiff, is facing trial in the United Kingdom for 2 counts of manslaughter and child cruelty relating to the death of her 3-year-old son, Taiwo Abubakar. According to the police, Olabisi was accused of killing her 3-year-old son through the religious fasting by locking herself and the child inside the room during the COVID-19 pandemic. She's being tried before the Cardiff Crown Court, where it was revealed that police forced entry into her flat in the Carters area on June 29, 2020, after a friend raised concern for her welfare. Olabisi, who was thin, malnourished, and dehydrated, was found lying on a sofa bed next to the body of her son Taiwo. Cardiff Crown Court heard Taiwo weighed 9.8 kilos, with pathologist Dr. Stephen Lamet finding his death was caused by malnutrition and dehydration. In sports, Manchester United surrendered a 2-goal lead to settle for a 2-2 draw with Tottenham Hotspur at the London Stadium on Thursday night. Goals from Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford were cancelled by Pedro Porro and Heung-min Son as the race for the top 4 spot heats up. Manchester United remain 4th with 60 points from 31 matches, while Tottenham are 6 points behind in the 5th position. Newcastle United threatened their hold on their 3rd position with a 4-1 thrashing of Everton at Goodison Park. Eddie Howe's side are on 62 points from 32 matches, 8 points clear of 5th position. To end the world news, here is a quick recap of the major stories. President Buhari says overconfidence, complacency cost opposition parties 2023 presidential election. National Assembly leadership, Tinubu governors dump consensus for zoning. New Commissioner of Police threatens showdown with cultists, others in Ogun. First set of rescued Nigerian students arrived Egypt. Federal government suspend petrol subsidy removal temporarily. And on the foreign scene, we did tell you that the Nigerian woman in UK is on trial for starving son to death. In sports, Tottenham fight back to salvage draw against Manchester United. The World News was edited and produced by Abidat Storid. For more news and updates, you can follow us on social media. www.facebook.com/Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, and on Twitter at @IyamoyeTV, and on Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTV. You can also stream live by logging on to our website www.aliyamoyetvradio.com. You can also watch us on YouTube with the handle at Al-IyamoyeTV. Thanks for listening. I am OLUWAFISAYOMI AJIBOLA.